Alright.
Rust is completely different now.
I'm aware of this. I started my own stream since I need to clip it afterwards so that people know how it works.
You started what now? Who?
My own. I started streaming my own channel.
Started streaming Rust?
No, the model.
Oh yeah. What the hell? Literally, stuff is exploding for no reason, and I don't understand.
Alright, so basically it comes in this little.
What?
I don't know how bright it is. Can't see very well on my monitor. Comes in a little, like, 4-inch package by like 6-inch, so postcard sized. And depending on the model you pick, you get 1 or 2 sheets of these. So you can see these are laser etched and cut runners, really shiny, really high quality. Like this one is, for example, is actually really well textured. I assume that's the bottom. You can see most of them. Well, this one has a lot of parts, probably about 20-30 parts. Some of them have fewer. Actually have my instructions for. This is the F-22. It's the first model I built, so I don't even know if you can see that, but it's like literally had like 12 parts on it. And the next one I built was the F4U Corsair, which was also on one runner, but about twice as many parts, and actually was larger than what I had. So this one is the M4 Sherman, which is probably one of the more difficult ones from what people have said. Let me make sure I can pull my Twitch. There we go. So this one is the M4, it's the M4 Sherman. One runner, second runner, lots of pieces. So normally you're supposed to have some sort of pliers and stuff, but all I have was a set of nippers. Let's see it. That's probably too bright. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start with that. Wow, this is actually quite terrifying. We're assembling the turret first. So all these pieces are numbered on the directions sheet, which I'm going to keep to the side. Okay, so first step is to just cut the turret. Oh yeah, and also some of these pieces, like look carefully on this little line right here. They are perforated, so you can bend them. The obvious issue is if you bend it too much, it will snap off, so you have to be very careful about that. So, most of the pieces are only hanging on by a few runners. This one, the turret for example, you can see the triangles around it. It doesn't have to be perfectly accurate, but it helps. And if you squeeze too hard, you might bend the piece, so be careful when you're cutting pieces out. I would not suggest doing this by hand.
Honestly, I think they might have made Rust worse. So as awful as it sounds and as impossible as it sounds, I think they made Rust worse.
This is the first turret. It's about the size of a quarter. If you go to my stream, you can see it, by the way.
See what?
The assembly.
Oh, I know.
Piece 2 is actually on the other one, apparently. Piece 2 is right here. Some of these pieces are really small. This is not for kids. This is probably one of the hardest types of models I've built.
Your stream or Fungie's?
Mine.
I don't even think I'm following your stream.
2. That's 3, yeah. Top of the turret. A lot of
Dude,
these
this
things.
guy is obviously botting you.
A lot of these things need to be rounded, so this actually is part of the top turret. It has to be rounded.
Like, it could not be any more simple.
So if you use like a screwdriver or something, actually, it's probably better if I use something a bit bigger. You have a marker here. You just need something that is roundish. This is actually perfect.
Also, I'm going to the bathroom right now. And I am watching.
Okay, so you can see all these little pegs. These pegs are the ones that are used for folds. So the first one is just to drop this into the turret. This is probably going to be one of the hardest ones I've done yet. Only because it's the fourth one I've done, or third one I've done. So once all the pegs are through, you can see the pegs. A lot of more advanced builders will actually fold the pegs over. I don't have tweezers, so what I'm going to do is just going to do a quick twist with the nippers. Don't chop it off, obviously. If you twist it, it'll lock it in place. 45 to a 9-degree angle, and is now secured to it relatively round. I might have to do a few tweaks to make it look nice, especially in the edges, but it should be relatively round. Depending on how neat you want it to be, you can make it more round or less round. So that's secured. Next one, let's see. The hatch is pointing to the south. Yeah, it's a little hard to see which way the hatch is pointing on this one. Yes, that's the front. I'm going to follow the diagram for the letter. So it says it's pointing towards me. Drop it on. At some point down the road I'll probably have it folds, but for now I'm just doing twists. So I have a little 3D little turret hatch at the top. And piece 4. What the heck? A lot of this is going to be me looking for pieces because they're not numbered on here. Okay, I'm not quite sure what the point of this is. It looks like it's trying to mimic another hatch. I don't know why they didn't etch it on, but okay. This one actually looks really tricky to do. So all the pins on this are flat. Make sure it's the right size. Okay. Actually, let me see. Oh, thinner screwdriver. That's too thick. There you go. Just using the back of another marker to start the bend. So I can get my nippers in there and pull them up. Alright, star. Aligning this one's probably pretty difficult too because these pieces are tiny as well. I have to bend it a tad more. Yeah, both these are pretty tough tabs to align. Do it. see that peg. Still not there. Still not there. It needs to be all the way out. I managed to get caught. There we go. Just applying bit pressure, and now it's squeezed down. Now that second hatch is on. I can actually probably fold this by hand. There we go. Fold the hatch down by hand. Might have to get nippers to start on this one. That's so many pieces. There we go. Okay, I was just trying to assemble the turret. Step 5. There we go, L5. Yep. Tank's ID is L5. Lima 5. There's a piece I didn't notice here until it was almost too late. What am I supposed to do with that little... Oh yeah. Should be off the runners now? No, still on the other runner. There we go. Okay. This is actually quite tricky folds. Oh my god, it's a curve. Okay, so curves. This L5 is like a curve. God, some of these are terrifying. Trying to visualize this. Alright, so this is out, in. And this is also curved. Probably a really big curve. Let's see. Yeah, it's a really tough curve to pull off. Let me see if I have something. So many random curved objects to provide the curvature. It's gonna need to be a bit more though. Secure it first. Okay, so that's ish. It's supposed to be the shape. could be pretty bad. I'm gonna have to free it up. You can see it, but this one's a pretty tough curve. Probably gonna snap it off by accident. Let me see if it drops on. It's probably not going to be the right size. Surprisingly, it actually is getting close. Should probably work a bit closer to the camera. Alright, so we have the approximate roundness, right? I'm just flexing it a bit to make sure it stays like that. Looks like it just wants to expand outward. But I'll try rolling it a tad more and it should be good. This is to be bent at like a 45-degree angle. You can see it's perforated, so that's how it gets that perfect bend. I'm gonna drop the piece back on, see if it works. Okay, so it looks like I have some of the curves off incorrectly. For the most part, it's fitting on. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep coaxing it so it fits. Everything fits properly, it should fit like a glove, which is why I'm trying to flex everything out. Okay, I think the back tab is right, so I'm going to go ahead and screw it in. Okay, this roundel piece is probably as close as it's going to get. I'm going to squeeze down and pin it. that's just the basic bolt turret. Make sure it looks right. Yeah, okay, so it's supposed to have that little curvature. So you can see it's relatively turret shaped, and there's a space for the actual turret. So most models don't actually have a 9 printed thing, but this one does, because rolling it would be impossible. So that's why there's a special Ziploc with tank barrel in it. So we gotta find piece 6. Alright, so piece 6 is actually right here on the sheet. It's probably gonna be a little hard to twist in as well because it's underneath the roundel, so I'm gonna have to reach in there. Okay, so tank barrel has to go on a piece 7, which is also okay. So first we're gonna take the barrel, slide it in. Seems to be not the same material. It's like light aluminum. So slide the barrel on. We did it. Fold like a box. Actually, it looks like I'm supposed to fold like a box first. Pretty straightforward box. Drop the barrel in there. Lies flush with the rest of the box, so assume it just bounces off piece 7, which is going to be here. Shoot. This is a kind of weird piece because there's like, you can see a perforation right here, but it literally has no space to cover. So what I'm going to do is first attach this, then fold it, because there's just no real space for me to fold. Or no real space for me to twist the piece in place. See if we can get the folds done. This one's probably the hardest fold because it's so thin. I don't know if you can see it. But it literally is that one little flap at the top. Actually, I'm going to try using my nippers parallel. Just rotating it.
User joined your channel.
No, looks like you can
User
barely
left your channel.
get the nippers to bend it carefully. It's not the prettiest job in the world, but it'll have to do. It's just such a small piece to bend. turret. Just dropping it in. Looks like this is a tad unbent. Let's try that. Actually, because of the way it's entering, this tab at the top probably has to be bent down. So yeah, that should hopefully work. Can't see the other tab. We're having problems getting all the tabs in. It's supposed to be bent the other way. Because it's supposed to be bent the other way, I'm totally in trouble. It's not supposed to be bent the other way. Wait a minute. Wow, the directions aren't that great for telling me what I'm supposed to do with that. Let's see. Looks like it's supposed to be elevated off the thing to give it a elevated barrel. So I guess we're just tying it on, even though it looks like it's not flush. Ah, shoot. It's a standalone piece. It's a display piece. There's no way anything this small could move. Especially if built by hand. Go ahead and lock the pieces. There's a bunch of tabs inside that you can. I'm sure you guys have already seen enough tab locking. So I'm just going ahead and locking all the tabs. This is probably the hardest one I've built. The F4U is like 3 times easier than this. Doesn't have anything crazy like this where you have to go inside. Well, there is, but this one's pretty tough. Alright, so that's just the basic turret. Let me make sure I can get a picture of that. It's a pretty small turret. Oh, whoops. Wait a second. Fine. My mask. Overeating. Alright. Okay, so that's the turret. And that was literally on the directions. Just, I don't know if that light's too bright. It could be. There you go. Literally just this section. Still got, that was like a third of the building. But that was probably the most, oh no, I lied. That's not the most intensive part. You'll see what the most intensive part is once I get there. So we're gonna put this to the side, so we need it. Next up is the body of the tank. Oh, actually, we need the turret immediately. The body is pretty big. It's one piece right here. Piece 8. So we're gonna clip that out. Where's that last tank? There it is. Alright, so this piece, I'll show you how big the tank relatively, oh god, is. This bends really easily. Here. Actually, yeah. So this is just a corner I've already used all the pieces from. It will bend and keep shape very easily, so if you're not careful, you will destroy what you're building. Is there really that much lag? Let me actually pause the stream really quick and restart. I almost crushed that. We'll do this as part.